Hello, we will configure the fast search function for the Birthday Reminder WebPart in this video. This function is used in productive operation when the possible user count exceeds 100. Therefore, almost always. We will configure the WebPart together. We will extend the configuration in the search database there. And we will also run a PowerShell script so that the search crawler is triggered to fill our modified search schema initially. No worries, any future updates to the profile data or new profiles added will be automatically integrated. First, we will go to the Admin Center and then to the search schema from there. For this purpose, we will open the Admin Center. Click on SharePoint in the left menu and wait for the new page to load. Here we will now select More Features from the left menu and then click on the Search category in the right listing. Now we are in the Search section. Here we open the search schema. As soon as the page is loaded, we can search for a free managed property. We use the filter search box and type in refinable date and click on the green arrow to start the search. It could take a little while, so just wait until the results are listed. Now we see the possible results listed in a list. To the left is the name of a property, and to the right we see the row mapped crawled properties. First, let's ensure that we have not used any properties for the fields, SBS birthday and SBS hire date. Here is no existing entry to be seen. Therefore, we shall now take an empty property and open the settings. This might take a few seconds, we just need to wait. On the settings page, we scroll all the way down and add a new mapping. A small dialog is opening up. Here we're searching for SBS birthday. When we find the entry, we select it and click OK. Back to the property settings. We also save with the button at the bottom of the page labeled OK. That would be done. Now we are searching again for the refinable date properties and make sure that the settings have been saved. In the listing, we ensure that the value, people, SBS birthday is present in the mapped crawled properties field of our recently edited property. Now good, let's redo the configuration for the field SBS hire date and use the next available property for it. We navigate again to the settings. On the settings page, we scroll all the way down and add a new mapping by clicking on the button, Add a Mapping. A small dialog is opening. Here we are searching for SBS hire date. Once we find the entry, we will select it and save with OK. Back to the property settings. We also save with the button all the way down at the bottom of the page, OK. That was the entire adjustment of the search schema. We'll just check if the mapping SBS hire date has been saved. To do this, we'll look for refinable date again and click the green button. In the listing, we now see both properties linked to their corresponding mapped properties. Now we come to the PowerShell script. This is required to initialize and populate the new search schema. If we don't run the PowerShell script, it might take days or weeks for all users to be initialized once. This usually happens only when a change to the profile is made. So good, let's go and find the PowerShell script from PNP to update the search database. We open Google and type in PNP reindex search user profile. With the first result, we already get our desired page. We will then open the link titled Request Reindex of SharePoint User Profile Properties. On the target side, we will receive both the manual and the script that we want to run. We are using the button on the upper right corner of the script part to copy the script into our clipboard. I am already logged in on a computer that allows me to run PowerShell scripts. I open the ESE console and add my script part to it. At the top of this script code, we see the author, Mikkel Svensson. I would like to thank him for this great script. Below is a description of how to use the script. We will take the first example and slightly modify it. To do so, we require the client ID of the Identity Login app that was specifically set up for PowerShell login in SharePoint Online. We are now copying the first example and adding it entirely at the bottom of the script, making appropriate adjustments to the parameters, URL, and client ID. Copy line 43 and paste it below, Add a comma at the end of line 43 so our next line is accepted. We change the variable from document library to client ID. Now we will go to line 68 and add the attribute client ID with our variable client ID. We scroll up to our first example and copy the row at the bottom of the script. There, we add the attribute client ID along with our client ID from our identity application. It needs that we can connect to SharePoint with PowerShell. Now we will adjust the SharePoint URL. In my case, I'll replace Contoso with Vitalis. These were all necessary changes. Now we can start the script. A dialog will ask for login credentials. Once these are inputted, the script starts, causing the search crawler to include the newly created managed properties. That can take some seconds, depending on how many user profiles are hosted in their SharePoint. We just need to wait and see the message at the end that the script has started, there were no errors, and we'll wait up to 24 hours for the entries to be bound. Usually, it only takes a few minutes. Let's now configure the WebPart settings so that the fast search function is also used, enabling smooth operation of the WebPart for organizations with tens of thousands of user profiles. Navigate back now to our site page, where we want to configure the Birthday Reminder WebPart. I have created a separate site page for this video. Normally, the Birthday Reminder WebPart is configured directly on the homepage. We are editing the page and opening the settings of the Birthday Reminder WebPart. As soon as the property panel has opened, we'll scroll to the Fast Search section and add our refinable date property in the SBS Birthday Managed Property Name Configuration field. If we don't have or don't know the exact term, we can look it up in the search schema. I open the page to copy the exact phrase. We will do the same for the second configuration of SBS Hire Date Managed Property Name. To the best of our ability, let's adjust our advertisement frame now and define how many days the WebPart should look into the future and the past. I'll just give an example with 60 days. Normally, one has a few days back and perhaps 7 to 10 days in the future. We click on Apply at the very bottom in Settings. The WebPart now uses the new configuration and shows the first results. Of course, it may be that no results are shown yet, depending on whether the search crawler has finished its work. In my example, some results are already displayed. I just see that the birth date is not displayed yet. This is because we have not yet updated the field template with our refinable date. We go to the Configuration Field Template and expand the window a little. We search for the field SBS Birthday and replace it with our property from the search schema. In my case, it is Refinable Date 00. After saving, the WebPart reloads the data and displays birthdays with their birth date. Now we have successfully configured the fast search function. Thank you for watching.